Hello, everyone. This is Lillian here. How's your New Year holiday going? I hope you all had lots of food and have a plan for the new year. And here in Calgary, it's been brutal cold, brutal. So we only spent time at home and have feast again and again and again, and didn't really go out at all because it was like -30. If you're here, you know what I'm talking about. But that's not what we're talking about today. Today we're going to talk about pay down your debt. And as according to CTV, there's a poll that they did. There is 30% of Canadians who want, like for their New Year's resolution, they want to pay down their debt. And that's a great thing because in Canada, we are very heavy in debt, and every dollar that we earn, there's a $1.70 of debt. It's quite high. So when we pay down our debt, then we can move on forward, right? So today, I don't want to waste any of the time. I have 5 steps to help you to go through your debt and help you to pay down or save interest your debt. So let's get started right now. So step number 1 is to count your inventories. What do I mean by that? So first of all, take out a piece of blank paper, like nothing on there, right? And then you would just go through all of your different debts, like your credit cards, your line of credits, your student loan, your car loan, mortgage, whatever that is. List them out on that piece of paper and see what the name of that debt and how much balance you have and how much interest you pay for that. So to do that first, because if you don't know what you're dealing with, you cannot deal with it, isn't it? So step 2, what you do is to check your credit score or order a credit report. Where do you find your credit score? And if you are bank with our major 5 banks, and on the online banking, like on your cell phone, and there is an area that most of the banks that I know that you can find your credit score there. And it doesn't have a full report, but it does have the score there to give you an idea. And also, you can go to Equifax website and you can order a free credit report. That one doesn't have a score. I don't know why they do this, but you kind of have to match them together. But that one has all of your details of all of the credits that's on file. So do that. So make sure that no one's using your credit card, right? And like fraud, you don't want that. And so that's what you do. And once you have these credit score, if that's a good score, which is very good because that's your leverage power. And then what you do is look at the credit cards or other like the debts you have in front of you and call these credit card companies. Call them and just ask them if it's possible to lower the interest on the card. Because the chances are when we apply for a credit card, it might be years before. Maybe that was a time you were a student or you just started work and you don't have much credit score. You didn't have a house, you didn't have all of these things. And many years later, you have a better credit score and you have a better record of your credit, so that but then the credit card company, they wouldn't go check and give you an automatic reduce. That would be silly, right? So what you do is that you will call them, say, hey, I am really good with all of these things. Will you give me a decrease in interest? And there are studies show that 50% of chance you can get a decrease or not, even that you don't get a decrease. And there are times credit card company, they will tell you maybe they have a promotion on if you can move your money from one card to another, like a balance transfer, they will give you like really good rate or no interest for 6 months, things like that. Just shop around, you will find good stuff. And then that's one reason you have to call the credit card company. Another reason is that look at your statements and also look at the time that you get paid. Find a good date to pay your credit card. You can set that date as your payment date, because when you apply a credit card, that day might be random. So you might get paid on the 1st, and the card balance is due on the 30th, which you have no money left, and then you just accumulate debt, right? So depends on when you get paid, when you have the most fund in your bank account. Let's say, for example, if you get paid on the 1st and the 15th, maybe you can tell them to say, can you set my payment date on the 2nd or the 16th, so that you have ample, you have a lot of money there to pay, right? So just get rid of that. So that's something will help you too. So do that as well. So that's step number 2. So now step number 3. After we finish step 1 and 2, now we have an updated version of the interest rates and balance and everything in front of us on that piece of paper that we write down all of these debt details, right? So now is the time to do the magic. So you just shuffle them around, see if you can move some of the balance from a high interest rate debt, credit, into a lower interest rate instrument. What that means is, like, say if you have a credit card debt with 20% interest and you maxed out that, and then you have a line of credit which only charge you, say, 6%, and you didn't use that, why don't you just move that money over to the line of credit and pay the line of credit instead, so that you will save a lot of interest, which you need to work hard to pay back, right? So that's something we can do. So this is the time that you can shuffle things around, make it most efficient as possible, and put all the bigger balance into a lower interest rate instrument so that you pay less interest. So up until now, 1 to 3 steps, we haven't even paid anything yet, but I'm sure you already start to see how much you're saving already on interest alone by just moving things around. So now let's talk about step 4. Once you finish those 3 steps, you already know what you're dealing with, and now is the time for you to act on it. So make a plan. What do I mean by make a plan? Look at your income and to see how much you can pay down every month. Let's say you want to pay $200 each month, right? So that's a plan. And then look at those credit card or line of credit or whatever debt that is, and to see which one you want to tackle first. Just tackle one at a time. You can either tackle the one with the smallest balance or the one with the highest interest. Whichever you choose to do, as long as you act on it, I think it's all good. There's no right or wrong. But to focus on just one, because once you finish one, you will feel so good about yourself, because that's a win, right? And that will motivate you to keep going and knock down the second one, the third one, the fourth one, until you get rid of all of them. That would be a great feeling. And there's a little tip about pay down your debt in this step. If you say you have $200 that you want to pay, right? You can either pay that on the first day, once you have the money, you just pay down right away. Or if you can automate it, say if I want to pay down $50 each week. Because if you do it this way, and you will again save interest, because for either line of credit or credit cards, so the interest is calculated daily, and we're charged monthly. So now, like, because the first, so the $200, right, you pay, but if you pay $50 first, then you only own $50 less, and then $100 less, now $150 less. So in the long run, it will save you interest in this way. And automate it. Try and automate it so that you don't have to think about it. It's just going. Because the more you think about you have to do it, the less likely you will always do it. Because we're all human beings, right? Okay, so now you already organized everything, optimized everything, and have a plan. Perfect. Now it comes to step number 5. Step number 5 is actually a reflection. So maybe do this for a month or 2 months or 3 months. Then you come back and reflect. See how much that you already paid, how much interest you saved. And that will feel so good when you see the amount coming down. Most importantly, how can we not let this happen again, go into the debt again for us? So start to think if you can start an emergency fund. Because if you have an emergency fund, maybe you wouldn't have to borrow at the first place. And emergency, it sounds like an accident happens or this and that. It happens more than likely than we think it does. It might be that your hot tank busted, like mine 2 weeks ago. $2,000 gone. It's so unpredictable, but you know something's gonna come up, or you dropped your phone in the lake. I don't know. So there's so many things going on every day, right? So have an emergency fund ready so that when you need to tap into the money, you don't tap into your card or your credit, you tap into the emergency fund. Once you have 3 months to 6 months saved, then the rest you can move into investment, so it will grow, make more money for you. So you're from the negative slowly getting to the positive. And also another thing that that will really help is that to go through your credit card bill to see are all of these expenses necessary? Can you do better in some areas and save some money here and there? Because if you love the stuff that you buy, go ahead. But if it's just something like random waste of money or get charged because you didn't pay on time, those are the money really is wasted that can pay down your debt or go to invest or put into your emergency fund. So when we know how to manage our money can work for us. I hope this helps you to start your new year and give you some steps that you can go through your debt and help you to knock down those debts as fast as you want. And if you do want to ask questions or talk to me more in detail, please feel free to contact me. I would love to help. I hope you have a great year and work hard, knock down those debts, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.